when push comes to shove, when you are put in that actual scenario, not the theoretical thought pattern, your capacity to deal with it is pretty bad.
Yeah.
Pretty bad. And I've seen just to sort of share from my own experience, like I've seen, like with a lot of the members we work with, even like some people are like super high stress capacity. They are like Tom Brady at the end of a football game, just like locked in, cool in the pocket. And they might be feeling something on the inside, but it doesn't really show on the outside, and they just work through things very methodically, very peacefully. And there's other people that get pretty derailed, and they ride a really steep transition curve. Their emotional world is a bit more of a roller coaster. So I don't know if it's like those, the sagely ones, the Tom Brady type people have this built out organically. Maybe they just came out that way. Maybe they've worked with you, but there's definitely something noticeable where you can see like, okay, this person is pretty good under fire. This one's kind of losing it a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So, let's kind of there's this term that I want to introduce to our listeners, which is a saboteur, and this is a really fundamental part of mental intelligence. What is a saboteur? Give us a definition. Tell us a bit about. I'm not sure how many there are, but there's a few of them. Let's go through this sort of saboteur idea a little bit.
Yeah. So kind of first quick overview. So with mental fitness, the first piece is you need to be aware that you're self-sabotaging. Mm-hmm. So when we talk about saboteurs, essentially it's the voices in your head that generate negative emotions about how you're viewing or handling your challenges that are coming at you.
Right.
And more often than not, they're just automated patterns. You're on automatic pilot when they kick in. So you don't even really notice it. When a stressful situation arises, a lot of the times we enter into autopilot, is what you're saying. There's like a well-worn neural path that is a survival instinct of sorts that we just kind of go to by default. Yeah. Okay. And a lot of them, like, they have been successful. They've helped us navigate situations in the past. The key difference is the way we currently use that pathway creates negative emotions. Stress, anxiety, guilt, shame, fear, anger, whatever it is. So when we look at it, you're focusing on the awareness of how that pattern's showing up and then the downstream effects of once that actually kicks in. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to walk through them. But before we do that, I just want to quickly highlight kind of left brain, right brain, how this fits together. Sure. So your left brain is like an oversimplistic view of your brain. The left brain is associated with your brainstem, your limbic system, your left analytical brain, and it's more associated with survival. Mm-hmm. And that's a different region of your brain from the right brain. So that's more empathic. It's this is the right brain now. We're talking about the right brain. Yeah. So it's your middle prefrontal cortex empathic circuitry. Mm-hmm. So there's two different sections that will light up depending on how you're thinking and what you're feeling. Right. The left brain, the survival region, is going to motivate you with those negative emotions. I see. That part of your brain is like associated with these saboteurs. Yeah. We're simplifying it, but that's sort of where you go if you fall into your default autopilot mode. Yeah. Is left brain. Yeah. Okay. Right brain motivates through positive emotions. So curiosity, empathy, clear laser focused action, a lot more creativity. Mm-hmm. The left brain is great. It can get you success. It can actually get you some results, but it's going to cost you happiness. It's going to cost you your peace of mind. It's bringing all those negative emotions with it. Right. Right brain, different story. You don't have that same cost. And you can actually generate more results because you're not sucked into that survivor region of your brain. I see. Okay. I'm glad you broke that down, left versus right. So saboteurs suck you into the left brain. We want to stay in the right brain as much as possible. Yeah. Easiest way to probably remember it is left brain, survivor, Darth Vader, fear, anger, guilt, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Right brain, Jedi, a lot more clear, laser focused, empathic, calm. Yeah, exactly. People like Star Wars. I think that's a good way to remember it. Yeah. Left brain, Darth Vader. Right brain, Jedi. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yeah. Okay, cool. Can we do the saboteurs? Yeah. Okay. Who are the saboteurs? So we've got the judge. The judge is the character that shows up when you're judging yourself. You're beating yourself up. You make a mistake. You're pretty brutal to yourself. It's the thing that keeps you up at night. It's like, oh, you screwed up. You didn't do this. You didn't do that. Why didn't you do this? So you can judge yourself. That's one mode. You can judge others.
So situations.
You can judge situations and it's generally like this situation or this person or this thing is bad. This is wrong. And that kind of triggers these other saboteurs, these accomplice saboteurs, which are archetypal ways that we move through stressful situations.
But the judge is like the master saboteur. Like this is sort of like the one that ushers in the rest of them every time. Like pardon my French, but the judge saboteur is like, this is fucked.
Yeah.
This situation is fucked.
Yeah.
Like this is not good.
Yeah.
We are in big trouble. My team is in trouble. I'm in trouble. My family's in trouble. This job is going sideways. This is fucked.
Yeah.
That's to simplify it a little. Use a swear word. That's the judge speaking.
Yeah.
Okay.
It instigates everything.
Okay. What happens after that?
So I'm going to run through a list of them.
Yeah, I love that.
There's 9 others, and I'm actually going to go through some definitions of them, and then we'll loop back on a couple. So the first one's the avoider, and this type of person focuses on the positive and the pleasant in an extreme way and avoids difficult and unpleasant tasks and conflicts.
I know some avoiders.
The controller has an anxiety-based need to take charge and control situations and people's actions to one's own will. High anxiety and impatience when that's not possible. Hyperachiever, highly dependent on constant performance and achievement for self-respect and validation. So very focused on external success, tends to have unsustainable workaholic tendencies, and can get out of touch with what's going on around them. Hyper-rational has an intense and exclusive focus on the rational processing of everything, including relationships. Can actually be perceived as cold or intellectually arrogant.
Right. They're like always going to logic. They don't care about your feelings. They're like, but this is how it's meant to be. Or like, this is how. Yeah. Okay, I got it. That's hyper rational.
And people are not rational. People are emotional.
They think they are.
Relationships are emotional. So sometimes, you need to step back from that. Hypervigilant, continuous intense anxiety around dangers and what could go wrong.
Worry wart.
Exactly. Yeah. Very vigilant, always looking out for danger.
Okay.
Pleaser, that's one of my top ones. Indirectly tries to gain acceptance and affection by helping, pleasing, rescuing, really putting themselves in harm's way and like helping others as much as possible, which can lead to burnout and resentment because people aren't reciprocating. Restless, very restless. They're constantly on the move, seeking greater excitement and rarely at peace or present with the current activity. So multitasking is a good sign of this.
My mom is that. My mom's restless. That's for sure her saboteur. Yeah. Absolutely.
It's a common one for a lot of entrepreneurs. And we might double back on that one.
Her resting state is to be busy all the time. Yeah. Like that's her natural sort of place. It's just like, I'm doing 100 things today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stickler kind of sounds like it is perfectionism. So very, very focused on the nth degree, having everything just in order.
So just, those are, thank you for those definitions. These to be clear, like these are archetypal characters. These are caricaturized versions of our brain patterns, and we've given them names and descriptions to be able to sort of identify and label them and organize them a little bit. But what we're talking about is, we've given them these sort of catchy titles. This is the underlying mental pattern that creeps in when something isn't going well and we've judged it to be bad. This is what comes after, or some combination of these few.
Yeah.
So here's a question. Are there a few of these that, like, you work with a ton of entrepreneurs, tons of business leaders on this stuff every day? Are there a few of these that you see more commonly with business owners, with contractors?
Yeah.
What are they?
Absolutely. Some of the top ones that I've seen across the board for entrepreneurs, the controller is a high one.
Listen, if you like that clip, you can watch the full episode by clicking here. If you're not yet subscribed, you probably should be, and you can do that by clicking right here.